All right, we're recording.
Boom. We are recording. Welcome, everybody. Congratulations on, placing in the top 10 with the 5-day challenge. You guys did absolutely awesome. What a great week, right? What a great week of learning, of value, of teaching. It was fun. I enjoyed the time. Get to see you guys in your live videos. You guys are out there doing a great job. And you guys, we just had a good time. It was really fun for us, and we appreciate it. And we appreciated you guys so much for helping us, right, being involved. So we wanted to do something special for you guys. So today is a Q&A over the material that we covered over the 5-day challenge. Right now, we have 2 questions each. Of course, we're going to do more if we have time. We have a few people on here from the challenge. Give you guys some shout outs. Lance, Tina, Tim, we got Marvin and Brooklyn on. Awesome to have each and every one of you here. We're going to start off with, let's start off with Tim. Tim, you're going to go first. If you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask, you can ask whoever you want, me, Marvin, all of us. Go ahead and ask us a question.
I guess I'll just kind of ask it, and whoever wants to answer we'll just throw it out there. I guess the hardest problem I'm having is what do I say on follow-up so it doesn't sound pushy? Like I'm trying to. I don't want to have. I guess you would say as John and Nadia say, commission breath. But how do you follow up without sounding desperate or commission breath?
So I'll go ahead and I'll answer this one. So I'm just very direct. Like the thing with me on follow-ups is I set a time before the follow-up date, right? So I have it scheduled. I have a reminder set in my messenger to remind us an hour before, right? So there's really no question about whether or not that person should be there on time unless they reach out before time and say, hey, I'm not going to be available. So when I reach out to someone, I'm saying, hey, how's it going? How's your day going? How's your weekend? Whatever it is. Just want to see everything's okay. It's family, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, and then I'm just very direct. I'm just, hey, what did you like best? Right? If I'm following up for, maybe I tagged them in a video. What did you like best about the video? Maybe I added them into a group. A follow-up question would be, hey, what did you like best about the group I added you to? Right? We want to ask positive questions, leaning the conversation to remain in a positive direction. So we ask, what did you like best? Right?
Okay.
That's what I do. And that's how I follow up. I want to mention one thing for you guys really quick to go over. I'm really big on follow-up days. I like to nudge people a lot on Facebook, and I wanted to mention a few of those. So if you guys want to pull out some notes, and because I think we might get into some information that we're going to probably be sharing that we wouldn't normally be sharing during a challenge, because this is just a Q&A. It's random. It's not written out. So we're going to probably be sharing some extras for you guys. So I like to nudge people on follow-ups. And when I say nudge people on Facebook, that means it's not going directly to their inbox to say, hey, I'm here, right? It's not jumping into that inbox and just blowing up, hey, what's up? How's it going? What are we doing? I like to nudge people. And when I say nudge people, I like to like their posts, right? Heart wows on their posts. I like to get in their my days or my stories and respond to pictures they placed in there on a follow-up day, right? I like to go deep into their content, to some old pictures, maybe an old post, and comment on those things, right? I just want to be present on their Facebook, present around them, but not directly saying, hey, we need to talk, right? Because they already know that we're going to talk, because we have a follow-up time set up. I have it scheduled, so whenever that chime goes off an hour before and on time, they should be there, right? And when I say, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? It should be easier to respond. And in that meantime, man, I just want to make sure that I nudge them every now and then, just to make sure that they're on paying attention. I go in their my days and I respond to that. But that's my tip for follow-up.
So before you even ATM them, you're saying, when are we going to meet for a follow-up?
Absolutely. I want to get a confirmation whenever I introduce someone to an opportunity or whatever it is that I'm doing in business. I want to let them know that says, I want to make sure that when I tag them, they have time first, right? If I'm going to tag someone in a post that's about a business opportunity that I'm in, I want to make sure they have time. So I have to clear the time, right? And so, hey, I've got some great stuff I want to show you. When would you be available to take a look.
Okay. Good.
Right? I want to know when they're looking, when they're going to have time, because if I tag them in the post and they don't look when I first tag them, they're going to forget about it. Their notifications are going to fill up, and they're not going to be able to find that thing later on in the day. So I want to make sure I ask, right?
Okay. And this is a kind of a question about lives. I noticed the other day when Sandy and I did our live, it went really good. I mean, I don't know if you got to see it, but it seems like if you do it live with somebody else, you get more views and more interaction on it. Is that the case? That doing a dual live is better if you can than doing a single live?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, when you're on a dual live, that's 2 friend lists being hit on your Facebook, right? You're using 2 profiles in one video, so you're gonna have a bigger audience, right? If you're on a live video with someone who has more friends than you and has more engagement than you, then you will in turn get more engagement by being on that video, which you can have on your timeline. So it's an awesome way to do that by having dual lives.
And so what can I do? Because the biggest problem.
Hold on, Tim. I think we answered like 2 or 3 questions. I want to move to someone else.
I'm sorry.
We'll come back.
I wanted to. Can I say something to his question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Todd hit it. Anytime I follow up, I've already told them that I'm going to follow up, and I'm pretty sure Marvin's going to say the same thing. So we set the standard in the beginning, and I always let people know. And I know there's some people on here that aren't in our company, but I let them know ahead of time. I'm going to add you to a group, 2 groups, 3 groups, whichever group. Tag you in the pinned post. Check out the information. When's a good time to follow up with you to see what you thought, and sometimes I'll put the words in their mouth myself and say, when's a good time to follow up with you, because I know the info is kick ass. And I literally say that, and they're already excited from the beginning. So I put the enthusiasm in there. I assume that they're going to be excited when they see the information. I don't want to know what they think. I know what they're going to think. They're going to think it's awesome. And if they don't, well, so setting that standard ahead of time, I let people know what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow up with you this time. This is when you said. I'm going to set a reminder, and when it goes off, I'll message here and answer any questions that you have. So they already expect it. So from there, if they don't respond when I follow up, I move on and I put them on a list, and I'll follow up with them once a week, because I'm not going to chase people. They knew when the follow-up was. I set the follow-up, and if they miss it, it's obviously not that important unless they come back.
I'm going to just say one thing. I think that when it comes to piquing people's interest, you have to be non-tricky. You have to be, like Todd said, direct. So if you're piquing somebody, which means you're asking them to take a look, my favorite thing to say is, look, this may or may not be for you. And if it isn't, don't worry. None of our friendship is contingent on what we're going to talk about. All right? So I want to show you, if you're open, what I'm doing. And listen, if it's not for you, no worries. I'm not the weirdo that's going to sit there and harass you about something that you're not interested in. So you gotta let them know that you're not going to bother them if it's not for them, so that they can actually look at it without feeling any pressure. And I'll also say, are you open to taking a look at something with no pressure or strings attached, so that they know that, hey, look, I'm open to taking a look, and I'll be always open to taking a look at anybody's thing if they say that to me. If I feel like they're going to be a spammer and bother me, I'm not going to take a look. But if I feel that they're just like asking me to be open to taking a look at what they have with no stress, no strings attached, and no harassment if it's not for them. So that's what I would say about piquing people's interest in taking a look.
Yeah, and we're working with attraction marketing, right? So that's something to remember. When you're working with attraction marketing, people are already going to be open. So it's going to be a lot easier because they're already attracted to you. There's a reason why they're talking to you, why they're there in the first place. So it's going to be more of a positive result with attraction marketing than it would be with cold marketing follow-ups, right? Completely different. So that's something to keep in mind. Tina!
Let's get to Tina.
Lady. Good questions, Tim. We'll come back to you here in a second. Tina, rock it.
Okay. Thanks for the challenge, guys. Had a great time.
Good, good.
All right, my first question, and I don't care who answers. If you all want to answer, that's fine. I understand showing love, going and showing love and commenting to other people and, trying to build that relationship. And it seems like, how do you get them to come back to your profile? Because it's like I can get some of them will comment back to me when I comment on their posts. They're great about commenting, but it's like they never come and check my stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get them to reciprocate the love back?
So, I don't know. I could be very, very rude about this, or I could be very, very nice about this. I'm always honest when I'm answering these questions, but it's kind of tough to answer this one because I don't know what you should do, right? I don't want to tell you what you should do because this is ultimately your decision. But
right.
For me, what I would do if I'm engaging with someone and they're not engaging back with me, it's a good high sign for me to hit that unfollow button. You don't have to unfriend them, but you can unfollow them, and then you're no longer seeing their content, and you don't have to engage with them. You can go and engage on other people's stuff, and more people start popping into your newsfeed. Another thing to do, Tina, is to look back at your content. Go back in the history of your posting, right? Maybe even go back to like December, maybe even January time frame. I would go look back and kind of pay attention to what really got the most engagement, right? I want to look at my videos. What did I talk about? What was a post that I made that got my most likes, maybe my most comments? And I want to continue sharing content that has everything to do with that stuff, right? Because my audience is engaging with that content. I want to keep my content around that area, but I don't want to oversaturate them with the same thing. But I know that they like this. So I want to put some more posts out there that they engage a lot historically on my profile, right? And as we continue to add friends daily, build relationships daily, and engage daily, you're going to find that engagement. And it's going to find you. The biggest thing about attraction marketing is like attracts like, right? And so what you're putting out, you're bringing in. And so some things we have to shift in our branding to attract the right people, and some things we just have to make small changes in the people we follow, the people we engage with, right? So that'd be my answer.
What I typically do, Tina, to find out, I really started to friend on purpose. So you want to friend people that will engage with you. So you look at other people that are engagers. So when I look at if I'm going to friend somebody, here's my test typically. I get a friend's request, and you can do this reverse when you want to get a friend. And they send me a friend's request. So what I do is I go on their profile and I find some posts that I like and I engage with them. If they don't engage back with me, typically I don't accept, but I'll engage again. And I'll usually engage about 3 or 4 times. And then if they don't engage back, it's a good sign that I don't really need to friend them. Right? Because a lot of people just want to have a lot of friends. But there's a saying, it's better to have less friends, but the right friends. Right? So you want to have a lot of friends that engage. The other thing that I like to do is I actually get active. I look at all of the people that are active right before I post. And I look at who's active that I would like for them to see my post. Right? So you already know kind of the people that like your post because there's a history. Go back, see if they're active, and get on their thing, on their profile and engage with people that are active. Because if you engage with people that are not active, your notifications will be buried in their notifications. But as soon as they're active and you engage, they get a notification. And if you do that, there's a reason why people go, hey, warm up the algorithm. warming up the algorithm is a very simple thing. Most people are active on Facebook 15 minutes before you go live. That's why they say, get in there 15 minutes before. Well, get in there and see who's active and engage with them right before you post, because chances are they'll still be active when you post, so they'll get notified that you actually saw their content, and Facebook will show them your content because they see that both of you are active on Facebook. And Facebook wants everybody to stay in Facebook. So it's to their advantage to make sure that, oh, wow, Tina just engaged with Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is active in Facebook. So you know what? It seems like they're friends. I'm going to show Brooklyn Tina's post. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So as people talk about algorithms, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
I always engage with active people. If I see that you're active on Facebook, I'm going to engage with you. But if you're not active, there's a chance I'll go on to your post if I see that you've gotten a lot of posts and I haven't engaged, because I can see that maybe, wow, Tina's already posted 8 times and I haven't seen any of her posts. I better get on Tina's profile. That's one way that I check. I better get on Tina's profile and make sure that she knows that I'm watching her. So I look at a lot of people who have engaged that I haven't gotten on their stuff sometimes, but I typically only engage with people that are active on Facebook.
Makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. Okay, my second question is, when you're playing, like you're doing patty cake, you're engaging with each other and all that, and you're engaging on Facebook, how do you know when to take it actually to Messenger?
What
signs are there to kind of look out for, so you know it's the right time, you don't miss your opportunity?
Brooklyn and Todd are going to tell you the same thing, I think. As soon as you become friends with somebody, engage with them and start to create a deep experience. Because if it's only on Facebook, it's never going to go anywhere. So you need to be on Messenger as much as possible. And Todd and Brooklyn are on Messenger constantly. They probably live on Messenger. So let them answer that question.
So
there you go.
I'm different than most people, Tina, because how did Todd say it? Todd said it the other day. Yes, I build relationships, but you will miss the boat if you're too scared to ask people. The worst they're going to say is no or not now. Next. So I take it out of my head, the expectation, you want it or you don't. You don't want it, I move on. But I don't take my time. I go quickly, and I can build relationships quickly. I ask questions to direct the conversation to where I want it to go. And if they don't give me the answers I'm looking for, I move on. So I can make a friend with someone today, and by tonight I could already have them ATM'd in our system and follow up with them tomorrow. But then there's other people where it'll take me 2-3 months, and there are people I'm talking to right now I've been working on since I was in the last company, but they're still engaging, they're still following, and I know they're interested, but it's not the right time. But until you ask, you're not going to get a yes or no. So I don't wait, because if someone would have waited to ask me, if Marvin had waited to talk to me, I would be somewhere else. So you don't know until you ask, just ask. Are you open or not? That's the biggest thing. Are you open or are you not? If they're not open, move on. So that's all I got.
And then Todd, you should talk about creating relationships on Messenger, because that's really where we create relationships.
So ask your question for me again one more time, Tina.
Okay, like if I'm engaging with somebody on Facebook, we're doing engagement, we're kind of commenting a couple of times back and forth, and it's somebody I feel I would like to take to know either about the products or my company, when do I know when to take that to Messenger?
So
it's kind of like some kind of sign, or
I say this to everyone. There is no science in how this works. If you have the answer, I would like to have it, right? I can give you, I can give you some ideas and things that
Well, I just didn't know if there was like some little special tips that kind of set you off. Like you're like, okay, it's time to take this to Messenger now.
You know, I tend to do it. It depends because I like to know whenever I'm working with an opportunity with someone, there's a lot of things that I take into consideration, and a lot of things that I take into consideration focus on motivation. What motivates that person, right? What are they motivated to do? Where are they wanting to go? You know, that their motivations, they're what I like to call heartstrings. When you mention these motivations to people, when you mention heartstrings to people, they get like, they open up or they get really closed, right? So it's a feeling thing when you're in Messenger. If someone shared some like things with you that they wouldn't normally share with someone else, you kind of have a pretty good relationship now with someone, right? Like, and this is just an example. If I were to share with you, Tina, that my cat George got out of the house tonight and I can't find him, don't tell Brooklyn. She's right there, right? That would make us have a pretty good relationship. I'm trusting you with some information that I don't want you to tell my wife, right? That's a lot of trust. So it's a feeling thing for me. It depends on the situation. It depends on how they're posting and their attitudes are. It depends on how they're responding to me in Messenger. It's a feeling thing for me, and there's no right answer to it. All I have to do is say this. The worst thing that they can say is, no, I'm good, right? The worst thing they could say is, not right now. You know, it doesn't hurt my feelings because I don't make that the reason I'm with a friend with someone on Facebook, right? If I even engage with someone in business conversation and they say no, what do most people do? They disappear. Gone. This person's not joining my team. They're not going to take my products. Gone. Disappear, right? That's what happens with a lot of network marketers on Facebook is they just disappear. That's not why you're here on Facebook. The reason is a relationship. So if I dive in deep with someone with business, the next day I'm still engaging on their content. I'm still developing a relationship in Messenger. I'm still having a conversation with these people, even though they haven't even answered me, even though they haven't taken a look. I still build relationships because, you know, it's all about timing. In business, in life, in luck, in preparation, it's timing. And when you have the right timing, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. And you just got to go do it. So that's my answer.
To Messenger, first of all, I take everything to Messenger. Doesn't mean I take the opportunity to Messenger, but the faster you move somebody from a Facebook friend to a Messenger, the faster you are going to get results, because Facebook is the media and Messenger is the social part of the media. So you've got to get down in that social area one-on-one with them as fast as you can. So here's a goal that I think if everybody followed this, everybody would be successful. If you go through your friends list, and let's say you only have 1,000 friends on Facebook, or you only have 500 friends on Facebook, all right? The stats in network marketing are that people actually, and they only get and meet people on Messenger, about 10% of the people that they have as friends on Facebook. You know what that means? That means you are only getting 10% of the results that you could be getting if you are creating deeper relationships in Messenger. And here's something that I think that if everybody followed this, and I don't even do this, but if you did this, I think you would blow it up. If you went through all of your friends and you started with the A's and you said, okay, this month of April, I'm going to do all of the A's and I'm going to create relationships with every person that is that their name starts with an A. And I'm going to use the form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And I'm just going to do that for every single person that I have as a friend in Facebook. You wouldn't need 5,000 friends. You wouldn't need 3,000 friends. You probably wouldn't even need 2,000 friends. Because How many people can you create deep relationships with every day? Can you do 10? If you can do 10, that means you take Saturday and Sunday off. Now you've got 10 times 5. You've just created relationships with 50 people. That means in 1 month, you've created it with 200 people. And I guarantee you, if you create relationships with 200 people, you will make tons of money in any network marketing company you're in. If you know how to push them to the tool and follow up.
Yeah, it's about the relationships. And your question, Tina, earlier was, how do I know when to message someone? When I first add someone as a friend, I do the 5-3. I like on 5, I comment on 3, and I'm directly in their inbox as soon as I'm done engaging on their profile, and I've checked them out and I've looked them over, right? I get into their messenger right away, and I say, hey, great to meet you. Awesome to connect. How are you doing today? I ask them a question because I want a response, right? I have to ask a question to get a response. Maybe not in all cases, but I want to talk to them, right? And hopefully they're active and available and they can message me. If not later, that's cool. Whatever works. But I stay in that messenger, and as long as they're available, I want to have a conversation with them. If they're taking time to talk with me, I'm taking time to talk to them. It's fair. And if they're there, I want to build a relationship. So I'm going to talk and I'm going to ask questions just like we discussed during the challenge. So any chance I can get to jump into a messenger with someone is a great opportunity. Whether it's good or bad, people will respond or people won't. I don't care. I keep going, right? Just how it is. All right.
Likes. It's 5 likes and 3 comments.
Yeah, I do a 5x3. I do a 5 likes where I go down and heart and wow on 5 posts, maybe an old picture, maybe an old post, and then I comment on 3. So 2 of them is the profile and the cover, and then a random one somewhere down below I comment on. Okay. So I do a 5x3, and what that does for me, and I shared this, is it puts me a little block in their notification deal that says, whoa, Todd was on my profile. Look at him go, right? Look at all these notifications. That's what it does for me. It's a little Todd bomb, it lets them know I'm here. So that's what I do. All right.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Let's move on. Lance. Where's Lance? Do you have any questions? There he is. What's going on, man? What questions you got?
Hey, thanks for all the support and everything. The first question is basically like I add somebody that I think is a big star in their profession or whatnot. How do you make it seem weird to start the conversation?
So how do I start the conversation?
Yeah, to start a conversation with somebody that you're not, that's brand new, that you haven't really met personally.
Right. So I want to be.
It doesn't seem weird.
Right. And I want to be very open about this. I treat everyone the exact same, right? And so whether they're worth 3 billion or whether they're worth 2 cents, I treat them exact same on Facebook. No one's better than another person, and no one deserves more respect than another person. Everyone's equal on social media to me. And so if I'm talking to those quote unquote, big people, it's the same exact way that I talk to Fred, who's a homeless man on the street. Everyone deserves that respect. And so that's how I motion myself to everyone. So there's no difference, right? And so when I'm looking at people's posts and I'm seeing that they're posting about their family, or they're posting about a job, or they're posting about an achievement, man, I'm a congratulator. You know what I'm saying? I'm a supporter of people. And if you're going to be 2 billion or 2 cents, I'm going to say congratulations the same way, right? I'm going to get on their post. I'm going to show them their love. I'm going to go into Messenger and say, hey, I noticed your post about this earlier. Congratulations. How did you do that? Right? I want them to share with me that they love it. They're excited about it. I want them to share with me what they're excited about, because I want to know. Because if they share it with me, they enjoy being with me. They enjoy being around me. They're going to know, like, and trust me. And that's the goal, right? So no matter what, whoever it is, I'm in Messenger. No matter what, no matter whoever it is, I'm engaging. No matter what, just blow them up. It could be the worst engaging person on Facebook, but I give them a chance, right? I give everyone a chance. Someone sends me a friend request, or I happen to catch someone's eye, or someone catches my eye, send them a friend. I give them all the same chance. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah. So I've engaged with some people, and a messenger pretty much, and it goes pretty well, and then all of a sudden it goes blank, like it ends, and
Did the honeymoon phase end on you?
yeah, something's happened
Yeah.
like that, and what's the next step?
Okay, so now we're talking more of a relationship building thing. I think we can all look back when we were younger, right? We can all imagine our friends, right? We would get around and we get really excited and start chatting, and all of a sudden we'd all be sitting there this quiet, right? We've shared everything that we wanted to share, right? We've kind of we're just there chilling. What's up, Until someone comes up with something to talk about. Someone has to do it, right? Or the conversation won't go anywhere. I've got to be that person. I've got to be that person because I want this relationship to work. This is a relationship we're building, and I want it to work. What makes it work even better is if we both want it to work, right? But I've got to give it my effort. I've got to put my effort into it, or the relationship isn't going to be worth anything. It's the same on social media as it is in real life. You just got to think of it that way.
I like it. I like to use the analogy of you're playing chess, not checkers. So whenever you start a conversation, always end it by giving information. So if you ask a question, let's say I say, hey, Todd, I see that you guys have a couple of dogs over there. I have a Shih Tzu. What kind of dogs do you have?
Oh, I've got a German Shepherd and a Chihuahua.
Right. So you always ask a question, but you always give information. Never ask a question without giving information, because then it's weird.
I do like that.
So
Brooklyn does that. That's cool.
yeah, so that's what I always do. So if I ask somebody, hey, I see that you've got 5 kids. What ages are they? I've got 2 daughters. One's 20 and one's 17. Always give information, because then they feel like, oh, he just shared something, so I'm going to go ahead and share. And if you use the forum, I don't think you ever run out of things to talk about. You really don't.
You just got to expand on it, yeah.
And one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make your conversations long. Okay? Look at what the young kids do with their stuff. I can't even understand what they're talking about, because they're like, hey, what's up? And, it's just fast. Make the conversations as fast as possible and easy as possible. Yeah. And have multiple conversations. I was on a training with Todd Falcone, and Todd Falcone said 10 conversations a day keeps the paychecks coming your way. You've got to have multiple conversations. If you focus on just one person, chances are that person's not going to sign up. It's a numbers game. And chances are they're going to get tired of the conversation after a while. I mean, just go on a 20-hour car ride with somebody, and you're going to run out of things to talk about eventually. You're just going to be like, hey, I'm going to take a nap. I'm off. Give me a break,
I love that you mentioned that, Marvin, the timing thing. You're keep them short. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you rather talk to one person for an hour or 60 people for 1 minute? Right? It's conversations. It's numbers. It's who wants to talk to me. I want to talk to 60 and see how many want to talk back. Right? I don't want to talk to one for an hour. I want to talk to 60 and then see that maybe 10 want to roll. So that's cool. I love that.
So do you engage with 60 right away, and then just see who's responding more, or you just do a certain amount and then wait?
So my DMO is set up to create conversations with people in Messenger, right? My engagement and my activity and my day and my story puts me in people's messengers. I can promise you, guarantee it, I have anywhere between 20 and 30 conversations a day, every single day. Maybe not on Sunday, but about every single day during the week. I guarantee you 20 to 30 conversations I'm having with people. Guaranteed. That's my DMO, right? And that's what produces for me. And if I'm not talking to people in Messenger, I'm not getting results. So the more I make my DMO higher, better results I'm going to get.
Yeah, one thing that I would say is that it's what Todd does is not something that you're going to learn to do overnight. What you want to look at, I think, is this. So if you've got 10 minutes that you have to create conversations, figure out how many people you can have those conversations with in 10 minutes without ignoring any of them. So if I have 20 minutes, I might have a conversation with 10 people because I know that those conversations will go in and out in about 2 minutes. And my goal on Facebook is to get them to Messenger. And from Messenger, my goal is to get them to a phone call. So not very many. See, the hardest part is not getting people on Messenger. The hardest part is creating a good enough relationship that you know when to ask the question, hey, why don't we hop on a phone call? That's what I do.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yep. So another question is, my second question is basically, how do I create more curiosity or doing Facebook Lives on it with a busy schedule to create good content with a busy schedule and then doing it consistently.
Everybody, everyone has a different schedule, and it's something that everyone needs to understand, that you just have to find something, a time that fits your schedule. It doesn't have to be a 10, 20-minute live. It can be 5 minutes. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 1 minute, right? Quick, fast, in a hurry. Share a message, share some value, share a tip, rock and roll, right? Just your presence is what matters, right? That consistency, the value you're bringing, that's what matters. So as busy as you are, you still have time to jump on and do a Facebook Live for 1 minute, right? I mean, everyone can find a little piece somewhere. But what it comes down to is, what is it you're wanting to do, right? Or do you even want to do Facebook Live? So you got to have that desire to go along with it.
Good. Yeah, definitely. I stayed consistent for 5 days, dropped off the map totally for a while. You know, I had a little sore throat, whatnot, and made excuses. And definitely I have time, you know. The key is doing it and staying consistent. Definitely.
And this is what I can, and this is something I can share with everyone, is there's a time in all your day, right, that you can find a piece somewhere. Maybe it's early in the morning, maybe it's a ride onto the work, maybe you kind of step off to the side of work into a quiet room, maybe I don't know what it is people in life do, but there's a space you can find something. Share something that maybe tells someone, hey, I hope everyone's having a great day. I know that there's been a lot of obstacles that people overcome in their lives. I just want you to know that people are thinking about you. People are, just be a positive voice for people that may be having a bad day. Send like a positive message, a daily affirmation for people. Something simple, something easy, and something that's kind of catchy that people think, I wonder what Lance is doing. So just share that value. And every once in a while, you can do some sprinkles in there as you're sharing value. Guys, man, I'm feeling great today. I took my burn this morning, or whatever it is that I'm taking. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are having a great day too, right? You can sprinkle in your little small pieces. You can sprinkle. And so just trying to find a way to work that in with your schedule, and you'll be good.
And one thing you can do too is, if you don't have time for a live, you always have a 1 minute thing that you can do live in Facebook stories.
Yes.
So Facebook stories, those are awesome. And what you want to do, I think, and we were talking about this earlier, Todd, is that there's all kinds of people on Facebook. There's people that love pictures, and they will like any picture no matter what the text says underneath it. And then you'll put a picture that has nothing to do with what you're about to put in the text. And people see the picture and they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. And they'll like it. All right. So pictures get a lot of attention. quotes get a lot of attention with the backgrounds, right? And then Facebook Lives get a lot of attention. So people need to see all of those in a way so that you get more attraction to you. I think once you find out what your brand is and what people like the most, focus on that.
Yeah.
And just keep adding value. Be excited when you go live. Be at your top of your game. See, I'm a night person. I get excited at night. My energy's at night. So I get really, I like to do my lives at night because that's when my energy is higher. If your energy is higher in the morning, do your live in the morning. When your brain is at its highest level and you can have the most excitement and be the most authentic and to the point. Share things that people can use right away.
Yes. Practical and factual. Absolutely. That's the best thing to share on Facebook. Practical and factual information, right? Information that people can take, use, and get results with. Perfect things to share. All right. Tim Clark, we're back to you, buddy.
I just wanted to say, if I can follow up about what Lance was saying about lives, and something that's really helped me is I've really started morning personal development. Today was just a phenomenal day. It just really was. I started listening to Earl Nightingale, and I don't know if you're familiar with him at all, but
yeah,
just phenomenal. I had a great time this morning, got some good brain food, and boy, it just helped me. I guess another question I might have is, for some reason, I feel like I'm doing my best to bring good content. I've been working what you told me, Todd, about bringing factual information, but on my lives, I just can't get people to interact with me. I ask them, I say put ones, put twos. I mean, I can get some people, but I can't get. I would love to get more interaction. What can I do?
And I don't know your Facebook profile and then the friends you have, and then I just tell people, it's hard to work with the audience you already have. The engagement you're going to create with the audience you have, post something and see, right? They'll tell you what they like and what they don't like. And if your audience isn't engaging with you, I would encourage you to get a different audience, right? Maybe they're not the audience that are made for your message. Maybe you need to find a different audience. Maybe you need to change where you're pulling your friends from, right? Maybe change some branding so you attract the engagers. Maybe attract people that like you more, right? There's little things that you can change to attract that engagement, but the best thing and the biggest thing you could do is adding friends daily. Guaranteed.
I get good engagement when I put a good post up, like a statement and I'll get good on that. But then when I do a live, and I just, so yeah, I need to work on adding more friends, like you said. I've been trying to work on that, and then it's getting better. But
and it takes time. It takes time to build it with attraction marketing. It's not going to happen in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? It literally. When Brooklyn and I first started Facebook, right? When we first started Facebook, but when we first started doing our Facebook Lives, actually getting into engagement and building an audience, we didn't get that much, right? We didn't have that much. We had, when we first started, 5-10 likes on our stuff, maybe a comment or two. We would be lucky to have a share. The awesomest day to see a share on our post. We're like, yeah, someone shared our stuff, right? That was an exciting day. I used to be there, and it really takes work. I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't do the work, you won't get the results. We literally had to get out there and do what we didn't really want to do. We had to, right? And that's what you have to do to get this engagement on Facebook. You've got to go out there and do all the commenting. It's the consistency. It's the actions you're taking daily. That's what produces the people that are on your live videos, that are engaging on your post. People that like you will like your stuff. People that are attracted to you will like your stuff, right? They'll be there. They'll support you. So you have to find that audience.
But I did have a few blessings. I had a couple that I had a couple Facebook Lives that I thought fell flat on my face. And then I had some people come to me and say, I didn't comment, but what you said is what I needed for that day. I mean, and I didn't even know, I said, I thought, boy, that was a flop. Nobody watched it. Nobody commented. And then people contacted me and said, thanks, because what you shared is what I needed.
I think people have this mentality of not, they don't want to be seen, right? I think people, they feel safe behind their phone watching you, right? But they don't want you to know they're watching you, right? I think people find comfort in that they can hide, right? And that's okay. There's a reason why we're having our consistency, right? There's a reason why we're engaging on people's content, because we never know who's watching. And just like you said, Tim, people will just reach out all of a sudden and say, hey, what a great live. Well, I don't know what it is you're doing. Tell me what it is you're doing. Why are you doing it, right? And that's when your mind gets blown and you see the results of your action, your positive work, right? That's awesome.
But I just thank you all, and I want to give somebody else a chance. So if anybody else,
Good deal. All right. Tina, you got something for us?
Hey, okay. So I know so many different coaches out there tell you to find your niche, let's attract to your niche. Well, something like, I know I'm in health and wellness, right? So, and y'all do the same thing. Well, my health and wellness isn't just for women. It just isn't for older people, younger people. It's for everybody. So whenever I keep hearing find your niche, I'm like going, how do I go about that? Y'all are kind of in the same situation, so I'm just curious.
It's hard and it's not, right? It's hard and it's not. I guess I got to kind of explain how I found my niche, maybe, right? And maybe that could kind of help you see, maybe, I don't know. Let's try it out.
Figure out mine.
maybe we can figure this out right here in the next 5 minutes or something. So my niche, where I work and where I play, is what I enjoy doing. End of discussion. I will not do things I do not enjoy doing unless I have to do them to get to the things I want to enjoy, right? So when we're talking about this, my niche is whatever I want to do. What I want to do is go do Facebook Lives, educate, entertain, and empower, right? That's what I want to do. I'm passionate about it. That's my niche. My niche should be helping people, because I love helping people. I love answering questions, right? It's my niche. Guess what I do? I help people. Guess what I do? I do lives. And people talk about niches. Go find your niche audience. Yeah, you can say that. Anyone can say that, right? Well, you've got your audience, right? You get that. I've been there. I didn't have an audience when I first started, and so I heard the same thing you did, and they were like, you got to go find your audience.
Right.
Ooh, how do I do that?
Right.
It's just, it takes time. It's going to take time. It's going to take work, but your audience appears to you from your work. Where you're present at, in the groups you're present in, right? The postings you're making, the engagements you're in, the messenger chats you're creating, that's what's attracting the people that is on your friends list. That activity that you're creating is what's attracting. And if it's not attracting to the people you're talking to, you've got to go get some more people. You have to. You absolutely have to. It's a must.
Here's the thing that I see a lot of people doing that I think they're doing it wrong. They're creating niches that really, they're here on social media to make money, and they're creating niches that don't create money. They don't create money. So if your passion is health and wellness, give health and wellness tips, but don't do it on every single post.
Yeah.
All right. I learned from John and Nadia in a previous company before we joined this company with them, is that you want to do 8 posts for every post that you do about your business. All right. So if I do, and I even do more, if I do a post on, hey, these are some of the secrets that you can do on Facebook that'll help you, has nothing to do with my business, but it might attract people that would maybe want to be in my business to find out why I know this stuff. Or I'll do a post on just hanging out with family or vacation, which is lifestyle. People will comment most on lifestyle posts than anything else. So I would do more lifestyle posts. I know that you were saying you're going to go to the movies with your husband. I saw a great post that you did, Tina, with your husband. That's a lifestyle post where you guys were in the kitchen, I think, and you're like, I've been with him for 25 or 26 years. I can't remember what it was, but it was a great post. I bet you got a lot of good engagement on that post, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so here's where you turn likes and comments into money.
Okay.
Every single person that commented on that post, go to Messenger and say, hey, it meant so much to me that you got on there and shared some love, and I really appreciated it. All right? All you did was thank them.
Yes.
But you started those lifestyle posts brought me more money than any post I ever did about my company. I've done curiosity posts that I've gotten several customers from, weight loss ones and skincare ones and all kinds of stuff. But if I do a lifestyle post, I get more engagement than anything, and I get to start relationship building with everybody that commented on that post. So for me, do as much lifestyle posts as you can. Do a few motivational posts. Do some curiosity posts. And give tips on health and wellness. When you do a business post, do it in a way that creates value, because people will comment on everything, but as soon as they think that you're after some money or you're after them, they go, whoa, this is Tina trying to recruit me, or this is Tina trying to sell me. They don't want that, but they will enjoy anything that you give them information. But I would say that anything that has to do in the beginning with lifestyle always blows up. I don't know what Todd, did you get the most posts with lifestyle stuff like Jeeps and golfing and fishing and all that?
So most of my engagement, of course, comes with pictures with Brooklyn, because she is 10 times better looking than I am. So she attracts a lot of people. So big shout out to Brooklyn for helping boost my engagement. She helps me out a lot.
That's the truth.
Thanks, Tim. But guys, so it takes, you got to look back a little bit, right? It took some time. I've been on Facebook for a really long time. So I was able to look back a long time. And I just noticed what people like. A lot of people liked the colored backgrounds with my short quotes. I post those all the time. People love them. Okay. Whether I like to do it or not, my audience likes it. So I do it for my audience, right? I do what my audience likes. So I get more engagement. So when I look back, I noticed that most of my engagement came at my colored background post with the small quotes. So every morning during the week, I make a post like that, and it blows up half the time, right? So I encourage you guys to look back. Live videos do well for us, right? Brooklyn and I do some really good live videos. We've got a lot of engagement from people with the value that we shared. People liked it. So we need to do live videos, right? Another thing that we get a lot of engagement on is spending time with friends and family, out doing things. Lifestyle is the next biggest thing that just blows up for us. It's lifestyle, just being out and about, doing what we're doing. Got it. Tina, are you good?
Yeah.
Can I just share something with Tina right quick? I know I'm not a coach, but I'm kind of new, and I just figured out my niche, and this is how I did it. I figured out, number one, I have type 2 diabetes. And I'm a father with type 2 diabetes, and I drive a concrete mixer. And that's my niche now. I figured it out. I'm in a group of concrete mixers. They're going to allow me to do lives about driving a concrete mixer for 22 years. So I'm going to be able to tell them, you know, what are some suggestions dealing with customers, dealing with dispatch, you know, about the new drivers. How do you tell your slump? How do you tell all about the concrete? And they're going to allow me to do lives in it. So I'm going to start doing lives in that group.
That is
I'm
awesome.
also going to get in groups with type 2 diabetes, and I'm going to give hints. I recently just created a new Facebook group, getting together with people, and so that's how I figured mine out. But I'm not a professional, but I just want to share that.
That's awesome. I think people get in trouble when they try to get involved in niches, however you want to say it, that they don't even belong in, right? They're trying to become a person that they don't even need to be. Stay yourself, be you. And look, Tim, he's a concrete truck driver. Guess what he's doing? Lives in Facebook groups with concrete mix drivers. That makes complete sense, right? It's actually a lot easier than people make it, but people try to be things that they're not, so it makes it hard. Be you. Go do what you do. People eventually get attracted to that. Have that confidence, man, right? Know that you're amazing. I was going to say something bad there, but know that you're awesome. Just believe it and go exude it out to others. You go share your light. Lance, we got one last question with Lance. We're going to close it with Lance and shut her down. What's up?
Just awesome value from everybody there. You know, definitely need to find my niche as far as where I need to focus more on. Definitely, but that's about it. You know, I appreciate everybody. You know.
Good deal. Well, we appreciate
and,
you.
My main thing is I'm good with people, like one-on-one, you know, in public or whatnot. But once I hit that video, I kind of just freak out. So what's one of the key things that I can do?
Here's what I would recommend. Go onto YouTube and look at a few of the people that are professional talkers, and they do some tips. And you start by the enthusiasm. And when you're talking with your hands, there's gestures that you do, and your posture and everything has to do with what you do with when you're live. Look at the camera, be full of energy, know exactly what you're going to say. And sometimes when I was getting started, I mean, I've been in live broadcast for a long time, but when you get started, you can create a list with just you in it, and you can practice your live, or you can do a video and practice your live before you go live, so that you know exactly what you're going to say. You say it on time, you say it right. And then after a while, it just starts to become natural. But when you're talking, there's hand gestures that you can use, and all kinds of things that you can learn on YouTube on how to do videos right. And really, one of the basic tips of doing live is having a very catchy headline.
Yeah.
So Todd's supposed to send me a link of a place where you can put on catchy headlines, and it'll give you was it you, Todd, that told me?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh.
I
make up my own, but somebody told me that they're going to send me a link where you can put in a headline and it will rate it. I know it was Dave Kucera.
Oh, it'll rate it. Nice.
Yes. But you can actually Google top headlines, and you will find the best headlines. And headlines are really essential on a Facebook Live. You want that headline to capture people's attention. If the headline is boring, they automatically assume that it's not going to be for them.
Right. I love it. Because if you go tell, hey guys, come join me. Not a lot of people are going to come join, but if you go, hey guys, big announcement, life changing. A lot of people come check it out. So it just depends on the title, right? Make it catchy. Use some emojis.
I think I did okay on the headlines. I got a lot of views and everything, but my thing is just excitement, getting more engagement right in the beginning, because I think I start out, kind of slow, and then pick it up more confidence,
Right.
But in the beginning is where you need to focus to get more traction. Of
In
course,
the beginning, it's the most exciting, right? Because you're,
yeah,
I'm
should
on
be.
live, right? I mean, everyone's looking at me. What was I supposed to say, right? Over time, that'll go away. I promise you that. Just keep
Oh
going.
yeah.
When Brooklyn and I first started, we'd get times where we'd be like stuck, like, I was supposed to say something. I don't remember what it was. But
I'm a confident person. I'm a confident person, you know. My problem, I guess, is I want perfection right away, and it's not going to happen, you know. And so definitely, that's what I need to focus on.
Yep.
Is just doing it consistently and not focus on perfection right away.
Yeah, as John says, Todd, he says, embrace the suck. Listen, if you start doing live videos and you're automatically great at it, that means you waited too long. So you've got to just embrace the fact that you're not going to be a professional right off the bat, and it's going to take years to be the best of the best. But we all watch our live videos and we go, I should have done this better. I should have done that. Should have asked for more engagement. I should have asked for more love. I should have asked more questions. I mean, we all do it afterwards, but we make notes of it so that we're better each time.
Absolutely.
So, all right,
Awesome.
guys.
So,
Boom. Well,
thanks.
I'm excited, guys. Thank you all so much for competing in the challenge and winning. Essentially, guys, you guys are all winners here. So congratulations.
Thank you
I
all
hope
for
you
your
guys
help.
are excited for next week. We're starting a new challenge. So there's going to be
Awesome.
a lot
I was just going to ask that.
week, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about when the next challenge was because that kept me motivated. I need more motivation, definitely.
This next challenge is going to be a little different. It's not going to be a Facebook live challenge, but it is going to be a challenge to get more eyeballs on you and to know who to friend and who not to friend and who to delete from your friends list. So we're going to get really in depth a little bit more with this challenge, but it's going to be fun. So anyways, guys, I'm going to turn off the recording and
Yeah. Well,
so I can pause. I just turn it off. Todd, or pause it.
Yeah, you can just turn it off, or you just whenever you end the meeting, it'll stop recording.